What's up guys, Jake here, and today I wanted to bring you all a zombies discussion video. With the next Call of Duty game rumored to be a Black Ops reboot, which would likely include a reboot of zombies, I thought it would be a good time to give my thoughts on where the franchise is, where it's headed over the past number of installments, and where I think it should go moving forward. Now this isn't going to be me giving my top 5 or 10 things I want to see in a zombies reboot, but a more nuanced discussion of the game and what I thought made it great in the first place. I want to start by giving my own history with zombies because I think people's preferences are highly correlated to when they first started playing. At the age of 23, I think I'm on the older side of the community right now. Now I'm somewhat of a zombies OG, going over to my friend's house to play World of War, camping on the Derice catwalk, but I really started to fall in love with the game during the Black Ops days, and was a regular through the Black Ops 2 days. Black Ops 3 I played a little less because the next gen consoles split up my friends, and I was in college when the game came out. That being said, I played all the maps a lot through Zetsubo, but I played Garad and Revelation somewhat sparingly. To cap it off, I've played very little of Black Ops 4, but I think I have enough playtime to where I have an informed opinion on the game. Now today's zombies mode to me has completely lost the casual player. The emphasis shifting from survival and getting to high rounds to Easter egg completion and big boss fights is largely to blame. This coupled with how complicated maps and new gimmicks can be is really unfriendly to the casual player and further robs modern zombies of a casual experience. The question today remains whether or not this is actually a bad thing. My argument is so long as zombies is tied to the annual Call of Duty titles, it is. My reasoning is that multiplayer is always going to occupy the majority of development time and enjoy the majority of the game's player base. To keep it simple, dev time and support will go to what draws the most fans. More players usually translates to more content. The success of Zombies in Black Ops led to the release of a Zombies only map pack, and Zombie Chronicles in Black Ops 3 became the best-selling Call of Duty DLC of all time. Attracting the casual player is healthy for zombies in general, and the devs should strive to create a game that has difficult Easter eggs and challenges for the experienced players to tackle, but also maintaining a way for everyone to have a casual experience if they want to. See, the issue with zombies nowadays, which has plagued everything from Fortnite to things in the real world like the NBA, is that people are too good at the game. When people are too good at the game, this further divides the experienced players from the casuals. To fix this problem, there are 3 directions the devs can go. The first is making the game so hard that only good players have a chance of success, which is fine. However, it all but ensures the casual fan will no longer play. The second is making the game so easy that even the casual can become a god, with a hope that in a survival-based game mode like zombies, the good players will still shine through and manage not to get bored. The last is to try to combine elements of these two in order to create a balanced experience, which is the direction I think the reboot of zombies needs to go in. I think Black Ops 4 has taken the second approach of making the game far too easy for everyone. High rounds, which at the end of the day should still be the goal of zombies no matter how ingrained Easter eggs become into the gameplay, aren't far too easily obtainable. On the Black Ops 4 map Classified, there's an Easter egg step that requires you to get to around 150, something unthinkable for all but the very best zombies players in previous installments of the game. This is emblematic of what I think the issue is, trading out survival as the goal for completing Easter egg challenges. Now this is not the only reason I think Black Ops 4 failed to recapture the casual fan, but I think the ease of difficulty turned off a lot of people from the game. All of this coupled with the new perk and gobblegum system is what somewhat killed it. Now one might think that the keep it simple stupid approach might be the best one, which is a good segue into my next point. Traveling all the way back in time to World at War, the epitome of keeping things simple, one can see some of the issues. These maps were great for 2008, but now in 2020, they haven't all aged the best. Don't get me wrong, the OG maps are still king as far as atmosphere goes, but their simplicity is the reason why they don't hold up. A better way to illustrate my point would be to examine the Black Ops 2 Green Run lineup of Bus Depot, Farm, and Town, which are basically all stand-ins for the World at War maps. Nobody plays those because they're too simple, they're boring, if not challenging to get to high rounds on. They're just the World at War maps without any of the atmosphere or nostalgia. While the World at War maps are generally difficult, they're difficult for the wrong reasons. They simply don't offer enough means of survival, and they don't offer enough avenues for a good player to showcase their abilities. Going this bare bones in a reboot would not be satisfying to a good player, and while I believe it would offer more replayability to casuals than the BO4 model, it would still not be optimal. Black Ops 1 is an obvious game to look at as a model for a Black Ops reboot, and this applies to zombies as well. Black Ops 1 zombies, in my estimation, is where the casual player base was the largest, and the maps were the most casual player friendly. Black Ops 1 offered simple map mechanics that were easy for casuals to pick up. High rounds were also difficult to obtain because the weapons simply stopped working at a certain point, so it provided a challenge to good players as well. Do I think this game had the perfect balance of being friendly to casuals and good players? No, but it did come close, and there are a number of things to look at going forward in terms of fixing this. The issues being that there was simply not enough to do at certain points, and the weakness of the weapons was not a fun way to cap high rounds. Black Ops 2 would launch with Transit, a map that would be poised to be the ultimate zombie survival experience. Now obviously it wasn't, and this map has been dissected to death by every zombies YouTuber out there, but I feel like I do have something meaningful to add to the discussion. The notion that Transit should have been the best zombies map is nothing new. In fact, I think the Smith Plays himself titled a video that recently, but I think it had the potential to be perfectly balanced for casuals and experienced players. The mechanics of Transit were easy, but there were a lot of hidden features buried throughout it that enhanced the abilities of the good players and gave them more avenues for survival. The inclusion of perma-perks, galvanuckles, teleporting with a turbine, the secret route to the town, and little things like that made Transit worth exploring. Now the map had a bunch of glaring weaknesses, but it still gives us a good blueprint. Now I'm not suggesting that the next game needs to launch with a Transit remake like Mr. T Lexify and some other guys, but there are elements to take here. Black Ops 2 mechanics did not change much from the first game, outside of upping the weapons damage and some quality of life tweaks, like revamping double tap from a useless perk into an absolute unit of one. Where Black Ops 2 changed things was in map design, starting from Mob of the Dead, continuing in Buried, and then ending in Origins. These maps are complex and not casual friendly. Not to come off as a jerk, but a lot of my friends are casuals, and while we have fun on those maps, they would be totally lost without me and probably not have much fun. This isn't because they're bad players, in fact quite the opposite. They just haven't invested the time into the game that I have. Now a map like Origins clearly changed the game, and as a massive zombies fan I love that map. But we need to acknowledge that Origins is bad for casual players. Just getting set up can be way too difficult, and then there are a number of things after that you need to do. You can never relax on Origins, and there's no casual Origins experience. Origins to me is a clear example of making the game so hard that while it's great for good players, it's terrible for the casual players. As sacrilegious as it might sound, Origins was the beginning of the end for the current iteration of zombies. No pun intended. Because we've already touched on Black Ops 4, our journey ends with BO3, the game you see me playing in the background. This game offers a number of minor tweaks and major ones too, but we're going to focus on 4, the Easter eggs, the leveling up system, the gobblegums, and the double pack-a-punch. Easter egg quests clearly became a massive focus in this game, I think to its detriment. There are maps you play in this game that cram the Easter egg down your throat, and that's just no fun. Quite simply, Easter eggs are hard. That's just because you suck. And while yeah, that's true, if I struggle with them, the casual fan will too. The pace of this game overall increased, which is generally a good thing, but all this contributes to the main issue. There are no casual experiences on Black Ops 3 outside of the Giant, which is just a Derice remaster, and Shadows of Evil, which is the only map in the game whose Easter egg cannot be achieved without 4 players and does not demand the completion of certain Easter egg steps as part of its core gameplay. I'm excluding the Zombie Chronicle maps from this analysis. Gobblegums were a major innovation in this game, and quite frankly guys, I've never liked them. Unpopular opinion, I know, but they fundamentally make the game too easy and change the game around too much. If Treyarch eliminated megas and only kept some of the classics, I think that's fine, but the classics also need to be buffed a little bit. Range drops is way too powerful and lets people kind of cheat their way to high rounds. I mean, that's the literal purpose of a Gobblegum like round robin. But something like firing on all cylinders is just never used. Casuals can't really take advantage of Gobblegums, and they only serve to benefit the experienced players. And again, with megas having limited uses, it makes a game that you're using a mega seem more important, more high stress, and less casual. The final thing I want to talk about is Double Pack-a-Punch. Since I railed against Gobblegums for making the game too easy, you might expect me to say that something that makes every gun a wonder weapon should be taken out. Well, no, not exactly. I actually like Double Pack-a-Punch, as it makes the game easier in a fair way. It still requires skilled training to make it to high rounds, and it helps casuals survive. It's something that is of mutual benefit to casuals and experienced players in a way that something like Gobblegums just aren't. Okay guys, I know that was a lot to break down, but I'm going to talk about the things that I think would be best served in a reboot of the game. First, the zombies themselves. They should not be on crack like they are in Black Ops 3. Black Ops 2 zombies are fine, just make their AI less buggy than they are now, and bring back the ability to hold a crawler for God's sakes. That's something that makes the casual experience just far less obtainable. The gun should be Black Ops 2 in style and strength, but Double Pack-a-Punch should definitely be in the game, so the weapons aren't gonna matter all that much. Gobblegums should either be taken out altogether, or everyone should be forced to play with the same base few. I would be more in favor of a game that has sets of Gobblegum packs to accommodate a certain playstyle, almost like a class system. I think that would work well. I didn't talk much about perks in this video, and could do an entire other one just talking about them, but suffice it to say, I prefer the previous game's systems to that of Black Ops 4, the casual fans are more familiar with them, and overall, it's a better system. Now that the actual gameplay is out of the way, the types of maps that should be in a reboot is a more interesting discussion. Easter eggs need to become Easter eggs again, meaning they should be hiding in the background and no longer in your face. The goal of the map should be survival, not completing a series of challenges that should be there only if I want them, and I should not need their rewards to survive. To me, Transit offers a great blueprint on how to perfectly balance the game for casual and experienced players. Casuals can survive adequately by hopping on the bus and getting from stop to stop and do just fine. Experienced players can teleport and explore as they please. Survival is what made the game great, not Easter eggs. Making the game so easy that survival is superfluous is not fun, and making it so hard that casuals can't play anymore is bad for the game's overall health. A Black Ops reboot of zombies needs to recapture the balance between making the game interesting enough for good players to want to get to high rounds, and simple enough where casuals will want to do the same thing. Overall, recapturing the casual zombies experience will lead to more quality content from the devs, and while, yes, the big zombies fans should be the ones to be catered to, the casual player cannot be lost from this equation. It only hurts the community. The way to recapture the casual player is to shift the focus back to survival and away from Easter eggs and challenges. Guys, I would love to continue this discussion. I know some of my opinions are not the most popular in the community, but I always like hearing what everyone else has to say while continuing to add my 2 cents. Let me know if you want me to make more zombies discussion videos. I know this one was a lot, so next time I'll try and do something more focused, maybe expanding on some of my core points in this video. But anyway guys, thanks so much for making it all the way to the end. Be sure to leave a comment and a like if you think I deserved it, and until next time, go take down some challenges.